The Indo-Tibetan Border Police were raised on October of 24, 1962 for reorganizing the frontier intelligence and security setup along the Indo-Tibetan border. Only 4 battalions were sanctioned to begin with. ITBP was initially raised under the CRPF Act. However, in 1992, the Parliament enacted the ITBPF Act and the rules thereunder were framed in 1994. With additional tasks entrusted to ITBP from time to time on border guarding, counterinsurgency, and internal security roles, the number of ITBP battalions increased gradually, and it presently has 56 service battalions, 4 specialist battalions, 17 training centers, and 7 logistics establishments with a total strength of approximately 90,000 personnel. In the year of 2004, in pursuance of the recommendations on One Border, One Force, the entire stretch of India-China border comprising 3,488 kilometers was assigned to Indo-Tibetan Border Police for border guarding duty, and accordingly it replaced the Assam Rifles in Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh in 2004. Today, on October of 24th, 2020, Indo-Tibetan Border Police is celebrating its 59th Raising Day. SSB Crack Exams and each and every citizen of India wishes them a very happy Raising Day, and we are deeply indebted to their service and sacrifice. Hello and welcome back for another interesting session of the defense updates provided by SSB Crack Exams. I am Hemant and I would like to introduce to you that SSB Crack Exams is India's largest online defense exams preparation portal. If in case you are preparing for various defense examinations like NDA, CDS, AFCAT, INET, Territorial Army, Central Armed Police Forces, and also if in case you are preparing for the SSB interviews or AFSB interviews, we are one-stop solution for you, and you can even follow us on all sort of social media platforms. I highly recommend you to download our Android app from Google Play Store so that you can have a lot of important, numerous hundreds of study material, thousands of lecture content, a lot of number of quizzes, and also the practice exercises will be there at your hand for your preparation in cracking the examination. Now let us begin with the today's defense updates by going through the question of the day that I have posted on 23rd of October 2020, and the question that I asked yesterday was, in which Indian city the Indian Navy conducted its coastal security exercise Matla Abhiyan? Okay, and each and every one of you have given a correct answer for this, and I appreciate all of those who are commenting in the comment section. That is a very good thing, and that clearly indicates how much you are dedicated towards your preparation and towards undergoing daily defense updates from our side. So it is Kolkata. You are absolutely correct. So the Matla Abhiyan is actually an exercise. It was conducted in Kolkata by the Indian Navy along with the various coastal security departments of the West Bengal. Okay, it was a 5-day long exercise, and it was conducted by the naval officer in charge of West Bengal from 29th of January 2020. Okay, so it was for 5 days, and this exercise is named after the Matla river, and it aims to interact with the coastal communities, and it will also spread awareness on the coastal security. What all things happened is, there were 2 naval boats, you can see here in the picture. These 2 naval boats, they carried out this passage from the city of Kolkata all the way towards the city of Hemnagar. And they also, after they went, and this particular passage was conducted on the international route, international protocol route between both India and Bangladesh. So the naval personnel who were there on all of these 2 important boats, they interacted with the police stations which were located in Manipit, Jharkhali, Hemnagar, and Gobindgarpur. This was a very important exercise that was conducted few days back, and it was a very, very successful one. Now let us begin with the first and foremost important defense update, and I was discussing with you that today is the 59th Raising Day of ITBP, and we have to wish and we have to remember the sacrifices that were given by the ITBP people, because China is not a simple nation, but still they are guarding our country and they are patrolling our nation for the safety and security of each and every citizen of our country. So we have to remember all of their sacrifices. If we go through the details regarding them, it was raised today, few years back on 1962, and it was raised under the CRPF Act. Okay. Also in the year of 1994, the complete ITBP Force Act was released, and then the complete rules and regulations were released afterwards. And after One Border, One Force Act came into existence, then ITBP was assigned to completely secure the borders with India and the Tibet region of the China. But still we have to consider the nickname. Their nickname is Himveers. That means they are completely agile and they are extremely important. They are also known as the 4-legged soldiers because all of them are extremely swift and experts in the mountainous terrains, and they can go through and they can completely maintain the proper communications in the mountainous terrains. of the Himalayas. Their motto is Shaurya Dridhata Karmanishta, which can be translated to English as valor, steadfastness and commitment. The current Director General of ITBP is Mr. Surjit Singh Deswal, IPS. Going through with the next important update is about the new Director General of the Army Dental Services, Lieutenant General Nanda Kishore Sahu, who can see here on the left side. So he has been appointed as the DG of the Dental Services. And if we go through, he has a long distinguished career. He held various important appointments. He also held commands of units in Kashmir Valleys. He was also the command advisor of Western, Central and Southern commands also. So please remember, the new Director General of the Dental Services, he is Lieutenant General Nanda Kishore Sahu. Going through with the next update is also about the next important appointment. He is the President Honorary Surgeon Lieutenant General N.S. Lamba, who is the current commandant of the Army Medical Center, Army Medical Corps Center and College. He has been appointed as the President's Honorary Surgeon. And this was he was appointed on 20th of October. After he being appointed for that, he went and he interacted with the President of India and he had a lot of important discussions with him. Going through with the next update is regarding the demonstration of the successful launch of anti-ship missile by the naval missile corvette INS Prabal. Yesterday we had a complete defense update regarding how the Chief of Naval Staff has visited INS Vikramaditya, the naval station of Karwar and various other ships including INS Deepak and other, and he also interacted with the preparation and the operational readiness of the naval armed ships. So on yesterday's update on that particular time itself, that this particular important naval missile corvette INS Prabal, it has launched an anti-ship missile and it proposed about it showcased its capabilities of how it can fire and how it can maintain the security in the naval maritime regions. So this was done. It was fired by Frontline Corvette as a part of the mega naval drill involving aircraft carrier INS Vikramaditya and several warships. And all of these, their assets of the Navy, while the naval chief was on a visit on reviewing the operational readiness of the Indian Navy. Indian Navy is committed to secure the maritime borders all over the Indian Ocean region and how it has to secure all of these things. It also has got additional inputs regarding it has to also go through the Indo-Pacific region security also along with the various countries including the United States. So the responsibilities of the Indian Navy is growing day by day. Going through the next important update is regarding that the China is preparing its army for a long haul at the line of actual control, upgrading its weapons and logistics. This is what we have to understand in a very detailed way. In the since last few days also we are discussing that it's completely increasing its assets including the naval boats, let it be in the Pangong Tso Lake and all of the other issues. So we have to consider this one also as an important update. If we go through, the Western Theater Commander of the Chinese People's Liberation Army is commissioning its new precision guided weapons, upgraded winter clothes and permanent barracks for its troops. Okay, and it also has upgrades in the backdrop of the months-long standoff in the eastern Ladakh, which has been seen on the both sides amassing troops along the LAC. Now let us go through with the next and the final important update, that is regarding both India and Morocco are going to plan to sign a defense memorandum of understanding, and they both are emerging on a strategic partnership. When is this particular thing happening? This was conducted at an important summit known as a Third India-Africa Forum Summit. Okay, this particular agreement is going to be signed and this discussion was done in the Third India-Africa Forum Summit that was done few days back, and this was decided when the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, he had a virtual meeting with Minister of Foreign Affairs, African Cooperation and Moroccan expatriates of the Kingdom of Morocco, Nasser Bourita, on Thursday. Okay, so both the sides have also agreed that the bilateral relations have acquired considerable depth and vitality following the landmark visit of His Majesty Mohammed VI, the King of Morocco, in October of 2015 for this important summit. If we go through in detail regarding this particular summit, this is a very, very important summit. The sides have agreed that the bilateral relations have acquired considerable depth and vitality, and positively assessing the growth in trade and investment relations, the ministers noted in particular the close cooperation in fertilizers, textiles, pharmaceuticals, automobiles and ICT sectors as said by the officials. They also further agreed that the MOUs or agreements concluded in the last 2 years in the fields of cybersecurity, counter-terrorism and space provide strong frameworks for building the foundation of a strong and comprehensive relationship. Bourita congratulated India on its election to the non-permanent seat of the United States Security Council for the term 2021 to 22, and he also conveyed the Moroccan government's support for India's permanent membership in an extended United Nations Security Council. Both sides have expressed satisfaction at the ongoing close coordination between the two countries at various international organizations, including the United Nations. Now let us have a very quick review by going through some of the most important questions. And the first and foremost question is, who is appointed as the President's honorary surgeon? He is Lieutenant General N.S. Lamba. N.S. Lamba has been appointed as the President's honorary surgeon on 20th of October 2020. The next question is, who is appointed as the new Director General of Army's Dental Services? He is Lieutenant General Nanda Kishore Sahu. Lieutenant General Nanda Kishore Sahu has been appointed as the new DG of the Dental Services. The next question and the final one is, which African nation plans to sign defense MOU with India riding on emerging strategic partnership during the 3rd India-Africa Forum Summit? And the country that we are discussing is about the Morocco. Okay, now we will have the question of the day, and the question of the day for today is, which artillery gun was inducted into the Indian Army on February of 7th, 2020? I repeat the question, which artillery gun was inducted into the Indian Army on February of 7th, 2020? Also mention in the comment section what are the specialities of this particular gun. The answer for this and the complete explanation for this particular question I will be giving you in the next session. Until then, stay tuned to SSB Crack Exams. Subscribe to this channel. Download our Android app from Google Play Store. Always stay safe, stay healthy, keep smiling, be confident. Jai Hind.